Hey y'all, this is Kathleen coming at you on Saturday afternoon with my Saturday afternoon coffee talk. I certainly do hope that my voice goes along with my face today because I know we had some trouble with it last week. But anyway, I'm going to be telling you another one of my stories in my series called I'm Too Fat for That. And this story goes back a long time ago when I was just a little girl. Well, it begins there when my sister and I used to watch this really cute French guy who was a skier. Now, his name was Jean Claude Keely, and we used to watch him ski every time we could on TV. And then when we were finished, we would get our sticks out and we would pretend that we were skiing with him, going whoosh, whoosh, which is about all you can do in Louisiana because we ain't got no snow nowhere, no how, honey. Anyway, we would pretend that we were skiing and we made a promise to ourselves that when we grew up, we would find us a mountain covered in snow and we would ski down that mountain just like Jean Claude Keely. Well, my sister Marilyn, she was always the skinny one, the trim one. Well, her and her husband, they had been skiing and doing really good at it. Well, me on the other hand, I didn't do so good. First of all, I had a problem with getting up the mountain. And the first time we went skiing, we went to the closest ski place to Louisiana, and that was Gatlinburg, Florida, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We went up to Gatlinburg and tried to get up the hill, and I started hyperventilating, and then pretty soon I decided it just wasn't that important to me, not yet anyway. The next time my brother called from Georgia, he was living in Atlanta and I was living in Norfolk, Virginia. And he called, we wound up meeting at a place called Boone, North Carolina. He told me that it was real nice out there and we wanted to meet for the weekend. And since he's my favorite person in the whole wide world, I wanted to go. So we all drove down there, me and my youngest sister Maria and her husband and my husband, and we drove down there and we met at the cutest little chalet down in the valley. Now, notice I said down in the valley because I was still having trouble with my fear of heights. Well, I did okay until the next day when we decided to drive up the mountain to go skiing. And I was determined that I was going to make it this time. Well, I got up to I don't know, midway, and there was this little skinny zigzagging road that was going up the side of that mountain. And I'll tell you what, it was just not big enough for us and the bus that was coming down the hill. So I told my husband Bill, I said, honey, I'm not going to make it. So you may as well pull over right now and let me out. And he said, I can't do that. Do you want me to turn around and we'll just go back? And I said, no, it's not fair to you and to Marie and Jimbo. I said, y'all go on. Just leave me right here. I'll wait for y'all. When y'all are finished, you can come and get me. I'll be sitting right over here on the side of the road. Well, they wouldn't do it. But he did pull over and they did talk to me and calmed me down, told me not to look. And I finally made it up to the top of the mountain, got to the ski resort. But by the time I got up there, I was so upset. I did not want to put skis on. I did not want to do anything but strut around in my cute little blue, no, it was pink. I had a pink little cute little pink outfit on with the turquoise trim, and I just looked adorable with my little hat with my goggles. But I didn't even get to ski because I was so nervous and scared. All I could do was sit there and drink my hot toddies and watch everybody else, which was okay. I could live with that. Well, a couple of years later, I had lost some weight, and my husband and I decided that we were gonna go um, to a place called Canaan in West Virginia. My nephew told us that they had the best skiing up there, and that there was a really good tutoring program where they would show you how to ski, and that I could learn how to ski and how to fall. My nephew told me, now make sure, Aunt Kathy, that you get them to tell you how to fall because when you fall, your legs can end up all kind of which way, and you don't want to be hurting yourself. And I really didn't. And even though I had lost some weight, I was still a little on the plumpy side. But at this point, I was teaching aerobics and I was doing some training, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And I thought I was some hot stuff going up in that mountain with my cute little, it was green this time, and it had this little hood with the fur on top. It was just real nice. I looked real cute in it. But anyway, we got up that mountain and I was prepared. I took me 10 milligrams of Valium. And I got myself up that hill, up that mountain. And we were staying on property at the resort. So we could just actually ski right up to our door if we wanted to. So we carried ourselves out the next morning. Of course, I had to sleep off the 10 milligrams of Valium by the time we got there. And the next morning, we signed up for a class and we went out to take the class. And I felt pretty good as I got my skis on and we did our little, trot out to the place where he was teaching us. Well, honey, I asked him right away. I said, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Instructor Man, but can you show me how to fall first because I want to know that I'm not going to hurt myself." And he said, "Trust me, you will know what to do when you fall." Well, that is not what I asked, but that is what he told me. Well, anyway, we had our lesson at the top of a hill, and it was me and my husband Bill, and there was about 6 other people in the group. There was about 8 of us. And don't you know, I didn't make 2 minutes of that class before I started to lose my balance and fall backwards. And I started to fall. And as I did, I landed and went bloop, 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 all the way down the hill. I expected somebody to save me. I thought my husband at least would have grabbed hold of me and tried to help me back up, but he did not. He just let my plump butt go right down that mountainside, and I was very upset about it. What I was really upset about was the fact that they let me sit down at the bottom of that hill for the longest time, about 7 or 8 minutes. Now, I want you to know if you're sitting 7 or 8 minutes waiting for somebody to come and rescue you when you got one leg here and one leg there and you're feeling terribly uncomfortable and cold, 7 or 8 minutes is a terribly long time, especially when you are watching everybody else go through the lesson and then a skinny little girl in pink starts to fall and slide down the hill just like I did, and somebody, and you will never guess who, decides to go and pick her up and help her up the hill. Well, let me tell you something. My husband was in serious trouble when he got back to me because he was the one helping that skinny little girl back up, and he couldn't help me. Oh, I was so upset. I was so upset. Anyway, the instructor man finally got down there and picked me up, told me, "Okay, this is what you do. Take your skis off." He showed me how to push the stick into the ski to make them come off. And then he proceeded to say something like, "Now, the next time that happens," but honey, I didn't hear a word he said. I left my sticks, I left my skis in his hands, and then I walked my happy plump butt back into the lodge, past the ski rentals, into the place where they had a bar set up, ordered me a Jack Daniel and Coke, sat down and drank the whole thing, and was wishing I had me another Valium. I spent the rest of that ski trip on the deck watching everybody else, and I never, ever put another pair of skis on again because I just figured I'm probably too fat for that. And that's my story for today, and I sure hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, nobody's giving me any stories except for maybe one or two when you're emailing them. I'd really like it if you would do a video too. Don't you think that would be nice? It really would. So why don't you give it a whirl, and I'll talk to you next week, okay? Bye.